save quite a lot of time. We've done a number of projects. We've done over 20 projects in the last 2 years with these tools, and it gets easier and easier with each one because we obviously keep improving them, and we want to share some of that with the community. So here you'll see we have our table scripts and all that kind of cool stuff. So now that we've done the reverse engineering and we've got one created, let's say that we wanted to give this a different name, or we wanted to drop everything in our existing cast project and recreate it. So obviously we could do that. We'll come out here to our view and come here to our other windows and go out here to the forward engineering tool window. We want to hook that up to the same server. So we'll do that. And the models, we don't have any models here yet, so we're going to go find a model for us, and you'll see we have our CastDB model, which we added candidate type to. So we didn't have candidate type before, and we have it now. Now we'll go out to our databases, and we're going to see cast in our database, and we're going to see no folders, so we want to click this little button here to get our folders. Now if we wanted to forward engineer this into a new database, we could. We'd have to rename the CastDB here to some other database name. And of course, obviously, we want to also be sure the properties on this are set correctly, and they're not. We forgot to set our namespace property, which is pretty important as we go along. Probably put a validation marker in that later. Okay, so we have our scripts, and we haven't generated yet, so we don't have anything to work from, as you can see. So we'll come out here to the Solution Explorer. Oh, wait a minute, we do. We just didn't. When we created it, we didn't have that in there. So we'll drop this. And that's what happens when you don't have a namespace in it. But it's pretty easy to rectify. You just drop it, come out here, and tell it to open the folder and kind of delete that because it's just not any good anymore. This happens a lot to people, so I want you to see this as a real demo. This is not just something we're making up as we go along. We'll kind of do this, and we'll grab this, and we're going to tell it to generate again. This time you'll get the t2.cast database. The reason that didn't show up in our forward engineer tool window is it was looking for t2.cast database and didn't find it. So if we come back out here to our forward engineer tool window again, and we hit our go, found our databases and found our models. Let's find our models. There we go. Let's found our database. As you can see, we're finding the scripts now. And from here, we're going to start by dropping it because we already have tables in this database. So let's go out here to the database and look at it. SQL Server. Trying to go a little fast here because the videos take up a lot of space if you don't. And this will come up in just a minute. And from there, we can actually view it and see that it already exists, and then we'll show you what happens when we run these scripts. And what you think would happen happens. Obviously, it can drop the tables or recreate them or whatever. One of the things that's hardest to do is dropping tables when you have foreign keys, and the orders in which you drop foreign keys and this kind of thing can get really a hassle. So this little tool kind of figures all that out for you and makes life a lot easier. As you see, we have all these tables. And one of the things we don't have is a candidate type table. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come out here and we're going to tell it to drop the foreign keys first. And then we're going to tell it to drop the tables. And we also have a lot of stored procs, so we're going to drop every one of those as well. That takes a minute. Okay, now we'll go back out to the database and refresh it so that you can see all these things that have occurred. Refresh button. And now when you go into tables, you'll notice that we don't have any tables. When you go back into the programming, you'll notice under our stored procs we only have the one. That's the log error. And we keep that in there. I mean, you don't have to. You could drop it and it'll recreate it, but I think it's a good idea to keep it in there for right now. So now that we've done all that, the first thing we want to do, obviously, is we already have our database set up. Already have application roles run. We already have our FT catalogs. Now, FT catalogs are kind of unique. I mean, you these are very hard things to remember how to set up. These are full text catalogs with full text searches and full text capabilities and all this kind of good stuff. And so you'll notice here that it says include in full text search. It says no, and so you could take any of these that you want and add them to full text search as opposed to just a normal like kind of operator search that we use in normal routines. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to kind of leave these out here. But I will create the schemas for you. As you can see right here, there's nothing in the catalog because we don't have anything selected yet. So if we had something selected, it would do all that and create all the scripts for us. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to create our tables. So we'll run our script here and we'll say, hey, where's our table? And let's go out and just kind of look at it. So here's our tables, and we can just refresh that. As you see, we now have all kinds of tables in here, and we have everything that we wanted. I don't have a candidate type, which is unusual. So we'll have to figure out what happened to that. But yeah, I created all of our tables. Well, it's not even here, so it must not be in my cast DB. Hold on. I had a candidate type here. Here it is. It's connected to everything. Oh, no stored procs. So we can actually go back out here and tell it to please create these. There you go. As you can see, it added the stored procs, and it'll add the standard properties for us. So the great thing is that we can do all this on the fly. So we can actually regenerate the entire thing if we wanted to. I'm not going to right now, but you certainly could. And so that would recreate all your table scripts here, so we could drop the table scripts and recreate them on the fly as well. In fact, you know, let's just do that. Let's just take this and just do something that makes everybody cringe whenever I do it. Just delete everything. Tell it to come back out here, and we also want to generate it, please. So let's watch it come back out and generate. It takes it a minute. As you can see, it recreated everything for us. Go back out here to our Forward Engineer tool window, and since we have our table scripts, we're going to drop our table scripts again so we can create the ones that have the candidate type in there. As you notice, we have candidate types now, so we'll get rid of this. And that's that. And we'll come back out here to our database and we'll refresh it. You see it's all gone. And we'll come back here to the table script, run the table script, run the foreign key script, and lo and behold, let's do all of our stored procs too instead of going back and forth so much. Run all those scripts. Let's minimize this. Come over here. Let's look at some of the things we created. So in tables, wow, we got tables. And in fact, we have foreign keys and primary keys, as you can see. So there's our foreign keys, and here's some of the other foreign keys in that table. Yeah, we've enforced referential integrity on all of them, so that's kind of an important concept. A lot of developers don't get it. I think it's really critical to make sure your data is good. Go here to our stored procs again, and let's refresh our stored procs right here. As you can see, we're refreshing the stored procs, and you can see how they're working right here. And let's bring up one for modifying. So the stored procs are being modified, and here they are. And now that we're through with that, we can come all the way back down here, and I guess we're through with this one for the day. So we've showed you how to reverse engineer, how to forward engineer, and you know how to recreate your models, how to add new tables to your models. If you make a mistake, what to do to survive it. I think that's really important. A lot of these people that do these vendor things don't tell you how to survive mistakes. Next time around, we're going to be creating the common project and the new DTO model diagram for our data tiers. So I hope you have a good day, and this is Tracy Rooks signing off for right now.